have energy. What a nice, difference from the previous videos. So it is currently December the 20th. It's my first day of Christmas holiday. I've been to the gym and I feel really good. I did, however, didn't sleep that much tonight. Alex fell asleep on the couch, and when he came into the bedroom he woke me up. Not intentionally, but I woke up and I couldn't fall back to sleep. So at like 6:30 I called it quits trying to sleep, and I just got up. But I'm also kind of proud of myself because I was just sitting doodling in my sketchbook, listening to an audiobook, instead of feeling like, oh, now I have time to do things that is, work on my business logotype or utilize my time well, because it was a good start of the day. Yes. So now I'm gonna go inside, take a shower, have some lunch, and who knows what's gonna happen. I did promise you to unbox the pen store order, so perhaps I'm gonna do that today. Or perhaps I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. Who knows? Nobody knows. Now I'm just rambling. Welcome to VLOGMAS December 20th. No idea what episode of VLOGMAS this is. I have 2 that I haven't edited, so that's on tap for today. And also creating the thumbnails for that and such. So yeah, it's been several hours since the last clip was filmed, and I've edited videos, I've created thumbnails, I'm gonna let them go live on YouTube. I've put up some for early access on Patreon, and I've also trained both of the dogs. So today is a good day. Now, let's bring out the knife and unbox the package. Seriously, how hard can it be? Apparently very hard. There we go. Yes. And the big tape. Awesome. Okay, what did we get? So this is actually a Black Friday haul, to be honest, because I bought this during Black Friday. So we have a huge package here with Aquafine watercolor ink. So there are 6 bowls of watercolor ink. I do believe they're supposed to be standing up, but nobody told the ink bottles that they were supposed to be standing up inside of this one. We have packing paper. And speaking of my newfound love for fountain pens, I bought a fountain pen ink cleaner kit, which I thought would be really suitable since I tend to ink up a bit too many pens at once, and then they kind of dry out if you don't use them often enough. So you saw in a previous Vlogmas episode, I think it was like what to do when concussed, I was soaking my nibs and stuff, but I thought this could be a good thing to enhance the the quality, prolong the life and enhance the quality of my fountain pens. How the heck do you open this thing? Interesting. So there is some kind of fluid, cleaner concentrate for fountain pen mixed with 100 milliliters of water and soak a nib into the water for a whole day. With an attached syringe, please wash it away with pure water. Interesting. So that's something to do. I was gonna say on a rainy day, but looking at the weather and the forecast, it's probably gonna be rainy days. More rainy days than snowy days. Then we have Is this something I've ordered, or is this just more packing paper? Good thing I didn't throw this away. Oh yeah, now I remember. When you ordered above a certain amount of money, you got like a freebie. So I picked these dot pens as freebies because these are the colors that I utilize when I'm color coding. So I have a blue for my family, green for my day job, yellow for my personal stuff, the pink one, is it pink or is it like orange or peach or something? Yeah, the yellow for personal stuff, like personal work stuff, and now I kind of don't even remember my color coding system, but for Patreon and YouTube and stuff like that. Yes, and then I bought an extra, so I have a purple one, it's called Purple Lilac, and Lila Penna. I bought this one because this is the color that I use to mark stuff that has to do with my dogs. So that's my coloring system. And then stickers. Everybody loves stickers. I believe this was like 4 or 5 crowns or something like that, but it's fun. 2 more things. Well, actually 1 package and 1 big thing. I'm gonna take the big thing first. I accidentally threw that cardboard box on my dog. I bought an A3 set of papers, pad of watercolor paper that is hot pressed, meaning it doesn't have a lot of grain, so it's easier to get a lot of details, and you don't have when the pigment is kind of like pooling in the grooves of the paper. You have to have a certain technique to paint on cold pressed paper. And with what I do, when my painting style, it translates better on hot pressed paper than cold pressed paper. Final thing. We have more watercolor ink. So we have raw sienna. We have lamp black. I wonder what colors were included in this one. So in this one we had lemon yellow, cadmium red hue, quinacridone magenta, ultramarine blue dark, yellow ochre. What did I buy? Raw sienna, yeah, and burnt umber. So I'm trying to get like pet portraits, not precisely pet portrait, like animal arts. What are the colors you could usually use? Yeah, we have titanium white, and the last one is leaf green, because you know, green in the background of portraits with animals is kinda a good choice when they're out in the woods. Leafy wood. Yes. So I'm not gonna try these out now. Hopefully that will be in another Vlogmas episode. Perhaps that will be its own video. Because I'm really curious to see the difference of using, you know, those little tubs. What are they called? You know, the cakes with watercolor? Like the pressed watercolors? I've completely blanked on the proper name, the proper terminology. And then we have those in tubes. I have a bunch of watercolor in tubes, but those are cheaper ones. And I don't know the light fastness, because if I'm creating art that's for sale, then I want to make sure that it lasts. So you should always be mindful of like what kind of frame you're buying. So there are different kind of like glasses that prevent like sun bleaching. And of course, number one, don't put your artwork whenever it's purchased or bought. Yeah, purchased or bought is the same thing. If you've done it yourself or purchased it, don't put it in direct sunlight, because that will be a bad thing to do. But basically, I want to have like archival materials, so both good quality paper but also good quality paints. So yes, I want to try out and to see like the not density, like the coverage, because if you use those pans with watercolor, you always have to water them down, like reactivate them to get as much pigment as possible. You get more pigment if you use a tube, and I was curious to see how much pigment these would provide, and also like how easy it is to mix different ones. And thing is, I bought a bunch of Ecoline watercolor, some kind of inky stuff way back, and they are not really archival, so they are more for playing around but not creating, you know, monumental artwork. So this was an investment in something that I kind of already had, but I wanted to have better quality. And also the difference, this is not watercolor ink, this is acrylic ink, and that is because I want to be able to add white highlights that really pops. So those are going to be like on top of the other things. But yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, and then one day in the near future, where, you know, the reference of time is very weird, sometime in the future, there will be a video where I utilize these, where I try these, where I create masterpieces with these. So stay tuned for that.